What's up, Laybes? Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and of course welcome if you're new here. So happy to have you either way. We're back with another fitness video, my favorite type of videos if you guys can't tell. But I'm doing a leg day today. It was Easter Sunday, so the gyms closed early, so I had to get in and out. So I did some of my just traditional lifts, and of course I'm starting with my warm up as I always do, with some side steps as well as hip abduction and some glute kickbacks as well. So without further ado, let's get right on into this lifting day. So just a little bit of a backstory. If you guys have seen my previous video, I did a vlog of a staycation that I recently had where my mom came into town. We had a really nice time. So of course, during all of that, I was taking a break from the gym as well. So I really haven't lifted in a while. Like I want to say a week and a half to 2 weeks, lifting heavy. So that's what I wanted to do today. I kept it at my base, like warm up weight for my back squat. So I'm just doing a traditional back squat at 135 pounds. And to be honest though, I really was challenged at the 135 since it has been a while since I picked up some heavy weights. So I still feel like I got a lot accomplished, even though I wasn't looking, to lift extremely heavy this time around. So today I just kind of wanted to stick to the basics, meaning just some of my traditional lifts for leg day, nothing too crazy, because I was also short on time, but also because it had been a while since I had been in the gym lifting. So I'm going to go in with my hip thrust. I did a couple of sets of those, and I believe I did 5 reps per set. But of course, my hip thrusts are particularly focusing on my glutes, and it was a bit challenging. Today it's definitely, weird coming back after a hiatus from lifting. So you kind of just have to push through, and that's exactly what I had to do today, because it was kind of tough, not gonna lie to you guys, getting back into the swing of things and, getting back to the lifting that I normally do. And one thing that I do try and focus on, with my hip thrust, since that is a glute focus exercise for me, is just at least a short pause when I get to the top, making sure that there is a straight line all the way from my thighs through my torso. And that really helps with isolating my glutes and focusing on that. Next, I went in with some conventional deadlifting. I have been playing around with my foot placement in terms of the sumo placement of my feet, or the conventional placement, which is approximately shoulder width apart. Like your feet are approximately shoulder width apart for the conventional deadlift. So I've been kind of playing around with that a little bit and working on that placement more, since previously I was doing a lot of, the sumo or somewhere kind of in between. And that's the thing with deadlifting, that you can kind of play around with what you feel like is more comfortable for you. So I am getting more comfortable with the conventional placement of my feet, which I like and I do enjoy. I think it's very cool, to be able to get outside of my comfort zone initially, and then be able to, kind of play around with those placements, figure out what works best for me, but also be able to challenge myself with adjusting my feet and different things of that nature. So that's just something that I want to note. Like if you are, focusing on deadlifting, figure out what position works best for you and, strengthen that. And then you can kind of play around with some of the other foot placements. Something else that I have been implementing recently is lifting straps. Like, oh my gosh, guys, I don't know what I was doing before, but I highly recommend using lifting straps when you're deadlifting. So basically, it's going to help support your wrist, and it's going to help with you know, if you are normally deadlifting, you might experience like slipperiness and not being able to do like multiple reps over and over because of that. And with the lifting straps, like, you don't have to worry about that at all. And I'm able to do much more reps when I use my lifting straps versus when I'm not and my hands are like slipping off the bar. So highly recommend. I mean, there's a lot of brands that sell them, but if you're having trouble with that, I will highly recommend just grabbing some lifting straps, you know, from somewhere online, Amazon. A lot of different places have them, but it will absolutely make your deadlifts much easier. And then, of course, we can't have a leg day without some Romanian deadlifts, of course. If you guys have been watching me, you already know how I feel about RDLs. They are literally my favorite. Honestly, there's probably few exercises that take the cake for me for a good leg day that don't include the RDLs. So very awesome exercise. It definitely works the glutes and the hamstrings. So I did about 3 sets of those, and I believe I also did like 8 to 10 reps each set. So again, a great exercise for when you are targeting your glutes and your back of your thighs, which are your hamstrings. And finally, finishing off today with a wonderful leg day finisher. Somebody before me had just had a single 45 pound on each side, so I decided to keep it light and just do a high amount of reps to go ahead and finish out this awesome leg day. So I ended up doing 20 reps and 3 sets of 20. And I still felt the burn. Normally I put 3 to 4 plates on each side for a leg press day, but as a finisher I wanted to keep it light, and it was easy because those were the plates that are already on the machine. And yeah, just work through that for this awesome leg day finish, and I definitely felt the burn, you know, after this. So it was a great finisher exercise for an awesome heavy lifting leg day. And that is all, Safini. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again for a video. If you guys have any questions about, you know, anything that I do in my fitness videos, I'm not a trainer, don't proclaim to be, but I'm happy to answer, you know, any general questions that you all might have. Definitely comment down below, like this video, and of course subscribe so that you do not miss any other videos that are coming from this channel. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.